Hello, it's Anastasia again, and I'm going to be doing 3 videos, not all in one, but separate and within maybe a week or two. But today is going to be about service dogs, and the next 2 are going to be about emotional support emotional support animals and therapy dogs. Starting off, a service dog is a dog that is individually trained to perform a task to help a disabled individual. And I really emphasize on disabled because you cannot bring a service dog to work because you don't want to leave the poor pupper at home. That's not how it works. You don't want to leave in the hot car. That's not how it works. If you knew that you were going to be shopping, you probably shouldn't have brought your dog. There are several types of service dogs. There's medical alert, there's mobility, there's psychiatric, there's autism dogs, there's guide dogs, there's hearing dogs, and there's there's sensory dogs, and there's special dogs that perform tasks that maybe help with an individual who doesn't have a lot of mobility. So I guess it'd be kind of a mobility category, but it's opening up doors, buttons, bringing objects to the person. People who are really, really limited to what they can do. A service dog does not have to wear a vest, and IDs and certificates are not a thing. With public access, service dogs have to be required public access unless it's a sterile kind of thing where you need to be in a sterile environment, like surgery or in a dentist office, like back in the back room where they do all this stuff. That stuff can risk your health, and that's when you don't want to bring your service dog, or they won't let you bring your service dog at all. But when you're in hospitals and you go to the doctor's office for like a checkup, your service dog is allowed to go with you, and they cannot kick your dog out. They can't kick your dog out because someone is scared of the dog and someone is allergic. If someone's allergic to your dog, there's always a way to like maneuver it. Like maybe you sit across, you find out who the person is, and you're sitting in a restaurant, and maybe go to across because it's just polite. Or you're on a public bus and you know there's a different route, so you go to a different route. But you don't always have to do that. You can get on the bus no matter what. You can go into that restaurant. They can't kick you out. The only reason that a business can kick you out is if your dog isn't behaving like a service dog. And what I mean by that is it's barking, it's aggressive, it's pooping and peeing all over the floor. Those things are a big no-no. With businesses, they can only ask you 2 things. Is that a service dog, and is it performed to do a task? Is it performed to do a task for you? With this, I don't think a lot of people understand how big of a disrespect it is to say, "Oh, hey, are you really disabled? Are you just faking it?" Like, that's really rude, because not all disabilities mean that you're in a wheelchair or you're crippled, like, visibly. You don't even have to be crippled. I mean, you could, it's just like you're chronically ill. There's things that you can look perfectly fine, but you're not fine on the inside, or you have seizures and stuff like that. And a lot of businesses are really disrespectful about it. I've seen a lot of cases where famous service dog vloggers get kicked out because they've actually called the cops and got kicked out because, "Oh, you don't look disabled. I'm sorry, you don't look disabled. I'm gonna kick you out." Stuff like that. That's not okay, and it really hurts. It really hurts the people who need a service dog. Same with bringing your dog in and you're not disabled and it's not a service dog. All those things really, really, really hurt people and hurt service dogs, the reputation of service dogs. Another thing that's kind of like not a rule, but more of like a code of service dog handlers is your dog being very well groomed and just neat. You don't want to bring a stinky dog into a store. That's really disrespectful. and you don't want to bring your dog in and it's got mud all over its paws and stuff. So there's things that most service dog handlers have, like raincoats and boots, to prevent those things from happening. Easy fix that can prevent things like rude things from happening, because you really don't want to bring a dirty service dog into a business. It's just not okay. I think that's it, and I will be posting another video about emotional support animals and therapy dogs. I most likely be doing emotional support animals, because that's another topic that probably is going to be like a 10-minute video, because that's just something I feel like I should talk about. So yeah.